This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another My Two Satoshis crypto news update. I got a lot to update you guys on. Last week I was in Miami, Art Basel, NFT Basel, had a freaking blast. And it was my first time actually going to Art Basel, and I will definitely be back next year. Had a lot of fun and bought me some art while I was down there as well. But we're going to be talking about what happened over the weekend. It's funny because when I was at the Central Miami conference, really is what it was called, I had a blast out there with BitBoy. My man Adam hooked it all up for me. And I met a lot of great people down there, but I was talking to someone, I said, man, this looks like 17 all over again. Just the energy in the space. Everyone was an expert. You know, I'm seeing the billboards outside, Inu Floki and all these NU tokens promoted, even a billboard in Miami telling you, did you miss the Dogecoin move? Buy whatever. It was one of those tokens. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And it feels like a bubble. And sure enough, that weekend, we saw it move lower. Bitcoin touched $40,000 in a one candle, almost like capitulation move. And I'll explain whether or not it was really a capitulation move for us in the markets and if we're going to go higher from here. But what I really want to go over today is what I talked about last week in my Two Satoshis video. The virus that we have, the new variant, Omicron, is a serious fundamental variable that we need to pay attention to closely. We'll talk about how the Metaverse tokens have been hit hard from this move down. And Bitmart, I actually promoted Bitmart for many months in the past, had a long relationship with them. They were hacked for over $190 million. It looks like experts are saying it should be actually closer to $200 million. And I'll go over that with you, and just that should reiterate to you, I don't care how great of an exchange you're participating on. Listen, if you need to make some trades, make those trades on the exchange and then move your tokens up out of there, please. Not your keys, not your cheese. And you're going to continually see cryptocurrency exchanges get hacked because you can't protect yourself from all the attack vectors. It's just no way. When you have a honeypot like that, where there's billions of dollars on these exchanges, you're always getting attacked, and they're going to slip in one way or the other at some point. Coinbase, one of the better ones when it comes to security, had a breach. Well, they actually admitted they had a breach last month, but I think it happened a few months prior to that. So, I mean, you're going to see this type of stuff happen over and over and over again. So just be careful on those exchanges. Make your trades and move those tokens off of the exchange and into your own private wallets that you hold the keys to. That's so very important. So we'll take a look at that article. And also Charlie Munger, you know, the better half of Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. Man, I think I've never seen anything worse than this. He is hating on crypto so bad, people. I had to report on this. It's complete nonsense. It's worse than the rat poison squared comment that Buffett made maybe a year and a half or two ago. But this just illustrates the disconnect from the older generations, the baby boomers and older. Charlie Munger, I think, is like 97 years old. So not a baby boomer at all. We'll take a look at that as well. And I'll look at the TA. I know you guys like that TA, the technical analysis on Bitcoin. I'll let you know where I think Bitcoin is going from here. All that on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it.
But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
So let's take a look at the heat map before we get started today, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys can see, Bitcoin and most of the crypto markets are making a strong bounce back today. Bitcoin is up 3%, trading at just above $50,000. As I told you, it had a wick and touched $40,000 over the weekend. So these violent moves will occur, and listen, take advantage of them if you can. If you're an active trader, definitely take advantage of it. Even if you're not an active trader, you need to get on platforms like bityard.com where you can allocate some funds to an active trader or a number of active traders and copy trade with them and let them trade these markets for you. I made a nice amount of money over the weekend because some of my copy traders had us short on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and so closed out of some of those positions earlier this morning, making great money with this copy trading. Link in the description below. Definitely sign up. You want to put all your money in those types of systems, but maybe allocate 10 to 15% of your money into a copy trading platform like Bityards and see if you can actively trade some of your funds and not just hodl everything, because you're missing opportunities to increase the amount of tokens you have by being active in your portfolio. Again, Ethereum up 5.1%, one of the bigger moves up. Matic is up heavily today. Matic is up 16% today. Wow, that's a great move. BNB's holding strong in there as well. It is up 6.8%, trading at $591. Ethereum is trading at $4,300 at the time of recording. Doge up pretty big today, 11%, trading at 17 cents. But if you take a look at where these tokens were just maybe a month ago, it's still significantly down. And we'll take a look at why this is happening. But before doing that, I do want to show you guys what's going on in the technical side of things with Bitcoin. And as you guys can see, there was a wick all the way down here at $40,000. You can't even see it because the volume is in the way. Volume was off the charts when this sell-off happened. Guys, let me know in the comments below, do you think this was a capitulation moment for Bitcoin? I mean, if you take a look at where that wick was, it literally was 20% from where we are right now. That's a huge move for Bitcoin to have made just in, let's say, 2.5 days. Is that the capitulation moment? It very well could be. I can't say it is until we actually breach, I should say, this area, right? Previous highs become future lows, but also that coincides with this area, right? Previous lows becomes future resistance. What we have here is a line I can draw right across at $50,000 Bitcoin. And maybe I can zoom in for you. It's the marker we have to watch here. Ultimately, because that will be the next area if we can get even past this little wick at $51,000 Bitcoin right here. This area right here, we have to get past as well. This is an area of resistance for us. So these two areas should be a telltale sign for us whether or not this is a move up and get past that and we head higher, or we run into some resistance and we head back lower. Now, the reason why we're going through this whole issue with the markets in equities and in Bitcoin cryptos is fundamentally. So if the fundamental reasons for the market heading lower hasn't changed, then typically I would say neither should the direction of the market in general move. We're going to have ebb and flows, but I still think ultimately if Omicron is going to be a threat and the markets are going to worry about it, then you're going to see a lower price in the crypto markets as people continue to sell out of their position. I've always tried to emphasize this to you guys. Bitcoin is a risk on asset. In the past, I've always said Bitcoin is not a risk off asset. It's the same thing. Bitcoin is not a flight to safety when things hit the fan in the global arena. So it's not a bond market type of situation, or cash, even more so as a risk off asset. You can't make that mistake in thinking that Bitcoin is a risk off asset. It is not. It is a risk on asset. So with that being said, when things happen in the markets globally, outside of the crypto markets, turmoil happens, if you have a credit freeze or anything like that, Bitcoin will not be a safe haven asset, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand that. If you can get that in your mind, I think you'll have a different perspective on how to have Bitcoin in your portfolio in the short run. Long term, yes, I think Bitcoin cryptos are going to continually outperform all other asset classes. But in the short run, just know that Bitcoin is not going to be your safe haven asset like maybe some people are telling you out there. We haven't even seen Bitcoin react in a credit crunch. What does that look like? My suggestion is that it doesn't look well for Bitcoin in the short run. Okay, you're going to see, in my opinion, that if we have a credit crunch or we have the Federal Reserve continue to try to ease out of this market with their liquidity, you're going to see Bitcoin take a hit. All right, a major hit. And the altcoins, if you got to be in crypto, you want to pick Bitcoin because the altcoins are going to get just slaughtered. They are going to be absolutely slaughtered in the next credit crunch, because a lot of this is pure speculation, as this article from CoinDesk talks about, by the Metaverse tokens are getting hammered in the crypto market sell-off. And it's solely because, honestly, there isn't a lot of adoption of these metaverses in the form of actual utility and use case. Like the activity is not that high. Okay, so it's a lot of speculation, and that's what is fueling these moves up with these metaverse tokens. Facebook changing its name to Meta did not help. Okay, but even before the Facebook name change, you saw these coins making very, very big gains over the last 6 to 8 months. Because you take a look at the metaverse tokens, I think Mana has been down like 20 something percent from at its low versus Bitcoin being down 12%, I believe. So there's a big difference there in the amount of sell-off you're seeing in the metaverses. So just be careful with that, please. And it's important to understand some of the common characteristics of what's called like a bubble, where people think the bottom is in these bubbles, in these short-term bubbles. So here are some common characteristics of a bubble during the euphoric expansion. So participants are richly rewarded for buying every dip and for confidently embracing the belief that this time is different. So are you thinking right now that this time is different? You know, I was thinking that when I was at these conferences over the past week in Miami. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, is this time different? Is it any different really than 2017? And my conclusion is not yet. No, this is no difference than 2017, no difference than 2015, 14, when I saw that bubble in cryptos kind of pop and then rise back up again. But no, it is no different. The common characteristics it says here when bubbles pop is the eventual bottom is far lower than anyone believes possible. So to me, that means if we are in a bubble and you think we are at the bottom, if the masses think we're in the bottom, then we most likely aren't, and it's further down. And we just talked about risk on assets. So it says when euphoric risk on switches polarity to risk off, buying every dip becomes the road to ruin, as the eventual bottom is incomprehensibly lower than the first stair step down. Keep that in mind. You know, this article from Zero Hedge is really talking about bubbles, more specifically in the equities market, but it all relates and translates to even the crypto markets, and actually the moves down are even more violent. So just keep that in mind. I'm not being pessimistic here, I'm being realistic. That's what I do, and that's probably why I'm not one of the more popular YouTube crypto people out here in the game, because I'm not telling you what you want to hear, I'm telling you what you need to hear. And humans don't want to listen to what they need to hear, right? That's just how it is. I'm just giving it to you raw. And for those who do listen to me, they know how accurate I've been over the years. So listen, what should you be doing at this point in the crypto markets? You know, I think personally, it's kind of too late to try to sell in your positions right now. I mean, there is a bounce back today, so maybe you do sell into this rally. But ultimately, you need to be watching these areas that I marked on here for you: the $51,000 Bitcoin level and the $54,000 Bitcoin level. Those levels are very important for us to the upside. If we can't breach the 51 and we start heading lower, that may be your indicator to maybe take some money to the side, because we could see another leg down. That wick down to $40,000 Bitcoin, must say, did feel very capitulation-esque. It really did. However, if the fundamentals, meaning Omicron and all of that situation with the variant, if that doesn't change or gets worse, then that won't be the capitulation. That won't be the low for this cycle. It will head lower. So you just got to be very careful in these markets. Don't think that, you know, buy the fucking dip is just the strategy to work with for your entire crypto portfolio. Maybe a section of it you have long-term hodls, and it doesn't matter what the price is you're buying in, but you should have a balanced approach and strategy to your crypto portfolio. And again, that's why I say get over to bityard.com, link in the description below. Sign up and let someone else copy trade your portfolio, so you at least have that element of active portfolio management in your bag. And never forget, you know, these crypto markets, these exchanges, it so conveniently always happens that they have hacks when there is a severe pullback in the markets. They're all miraculously always a hack that's just around the corner that ends up happening, right? Well, Bitmart is a stand-up crypto exchange for sure, and I've vouched for them for many years, but they did have a hack occur. $150 million of their funds were stolen. Okay, and a large-scale security breach. PeckShield, however, a blockchain security analytics company, actually thinks that the losses are closer to a $200 million hit. This just gives you another example of not your keys, not your cheese. Make your trades on these exchanges, but don't keep them on there. Once you're done making those exchanges, swap those out, withdraw those funds back to your own wallets. I use Atomic Wallet. They, have a lot of the currencies, cryptocurrencies that you use on a daily basis. There are a number of other ones. If you need more, just DM me or hit me in the comment section below. What a crazy situation with Bitmart. And the timing, though, is a little suspect. I'm not even going to lie to you. We got a lot of new people in the space, and they've never experienced these pullbacks and how violent they can and will be. This is going to be a rude awakening, and it's a healthy thing, though, I think, to get people to be more cognizant about what they're putting their money in, not just vaporware, Cardano, or other projects that promises this and that and really aren't doing much. The markets eventually will mature, and you'll see the best projects with the best prices. That will ultimately happen, but I think we're some years away from that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about Omicron variant and what's going on with the crypto markets. Are we bouncing back? Was that $40,000 Bitcoin price over the weekend, just 24 hours and some change ago, was that the capitulation moment for us in this market? And are we going higher, or do we see a resistance area of 51,000 like Crypto Blood is saying as a area to maybe pause and go back lower? Or do you think we're going to blow through that? Let me know in the comments below. And again, don't forget, check out bityard.com. I made some good money this weekend in a short position I was with a couple of copy traders on. So definitely check them out. Link in the description below for more information on how to sign up. And they got the mystery boxes as well. Once you sign up, they send you a mystery box. You open it, and you may get some Shiba, you may get some NFTs, Bitcoin. You never know what you're going to get over there. But a great platform to trade actively on. All right, that's pretty much it, though, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Crypto Blood. That's my two Satoshis. I'm out of here. Holla.